Today, we are diving into a totally different idea of luxury. It has nothing to do with price tags or brand names. It's not about what you can buy, but about what you can actually feel and experience. So, let's jump right in. Okay, let me ask you something. When you hear the word luxury, what's the very first image that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably something shiny, right? Something expensive or super exclusive. But what if the greatest luxuries aren't things you can own at all? You know, we're all familiar with the usual suspects: diamonds, fast cars, designer brands. But this framework we're looking at today suggests a huge shift in focus. We're talking about things like time, health, and a quiet mind. And these are luxuries that you just can't buy. You have to cultivate them. The whole idea for this explainer was inspired by this simple, but honestly really profound image. It lays out 6 concepts that completely reframe what a rich life could look like. This is going to be our guide as we break down what true wealth might actually mean. So that really brings us to the core question. What is true luxury? The whole point here is that it's not about owning more stuff. It's about inhabiting certain states of being. States that, let's be honest, are becoming increasingly rare and precious in our crazy modern world. So let's start with the first 2 of these states, which we can call the luxuries within. These are the absolute foundational elements. They exist entirely inside of us, and they pretty much form the bedrock of our well-being. First up, health. Now, I know it sounds so simple, almost too basic to be called a luxury, but just stop and think about it for a second. Without your health, what else really matters? Because your health is the platform that everything else in your life is built on. It's the physical and mental energy that allows you to enjoy every relationship, every success, every single moment. If you don't have it, all the other so-called luxuries become pretty meaningless. It's the ultimate enabler. All right, let's move on to our second internal luxury: a quiet mind. In a world of constant notifications, endless deadlines, and just a fire hose of information, this might be the rarest luxury of them all. And the key word here is noise. This isn't just about finding a quiet room, it's about finding silence within. In an age where our attention is constantly being bought and sold, the ability to reclaim your own mental space isn't just peaceful, it's incredibly powerful. It's the difference between just reacting to life and consciously choosing your next move. Okay, so from our internal state, let's move on to how we actually experience the world around us. This brings us to our next theme: the luxury of presence. And this is all about how we interact with our most precious, absolutely non-renewable resource. And that resource is, of course, time. Something we all get, but very few of us feel like we truly possess. Because time is the one currency you can never, ever earn more of. Once it's spent, it's gone. So how you choose to spend it, who you spend it with, and what you spend it on, that is the ultimate expression of what you value. And that right there makes it the ultimate luxury. And here's a perfect, tangible example of what that luxurious time can look like: slow mornings. Instead of waking up and immediately reacting to emails, news alerts, and all the demands of the world, it's about starting the day with intention and, well, peace. Just think about that for a second. The ability to actually sip a coffee, read a chapter of a book, or maybe just sit in silence before the day's chaos begins. In our high-speed world, that isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a profound luxury. All right, our final pair of luxuries are all about how we connect to our space, to the people we love, and to the wider world. You could say these are the luxuries that keep us grounded. Let's look at this one: a house full of love. And notice the emphasis here. It's not on how big the house is or what it's worth, but on what it's filled with. This is all about creating a personal sanctuary, a space where you feel completely safe, accepted, and truly yourself. That